President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are requesting you to remove NYESOM WIKE as Minister of FCT, even if you want to.
The North will mobilize against him. I'm not joking.
But sir, what kind of country are we living in? Where we have different rules for different people?
When you make such disparaging comments, you have desecrated the oath.
All right, so now see what they happen, Abi. NYESOM WIKE, the FCT minister, after we all watch when he said Yerima is a fool, WIKE can't deny him. Say he no talk say Yerima na fool. My brothers and sisters, who is now the fool?
Comments on the man I described yesterday as Yomonile of the Federal Capital Territory, who thoroughly embarrassed the President of Nigeria while pretending to be exercising delegated authority.
Okay, would have been so afraid of what they would do to him. You know, he would have been so afraid.
Of what who will do to?
The northern person involved here.
Okay. Okay, was that why he walked back?
Yes, if they're not.
Some people say I said the boy here a fool. And what I meant was this. You cannot be carrying out an illegal order. That's what I meant.
The liberties to disrespect everybody in the country. You put yourself in a situation where a junior ranking officer is now forced to hold the line before you and made yourself and the entire government you represent to become the caricature of joke.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. The way the whole thing about NYESOM WIKE and that Lieutenant Yerima case is going, it's like they will impeach that guy. NYESOM WIKE have touched the lion state and he have beat more than he can chew. As it is, the way the whole case is going now, NYESOM WIKE is beginning to regret for him to ever even make a move to grab that particular land.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are requesting you to remove NYESOM WIKE as Minister of FCT, even if you want to retain him as a minister, appoint him into another ministry and bring somebody else, because he's stepping on so many toes and he's doing that arrogantly and wrongly.
WIKE's action of trading words with a uniformed officer demeans the dignity of the office of a minister and undermines the image of disciplined governance, forgetting that the loyalty of an officer is to the state and not to personalities. Now,
I want you guys to watch this particular video of SCDS, Lucky Rabo, what he said in this particular video against NYESOM WIKE going to people's land to grab, on how NYESOM WIKE also stood so low to insult an officer. I want you guys to watch this particular video.
Now, what is it? The uniform is not about who is wearing it. The uniform represents the authority of the state. It's even worse when it is a commission officer who has a presidential commission. And so, when you make such disparaging comments, you have desecrated the oath. What you have told the commander-in-chief and the authority that invested that position on him is that they are fools. When a son says that the minister has authority over land and it's not the duty of a soldier, that is not the issue. Now, if you have any reason to believe that what the young man is doing, there is a channel. That's the rule of law. Civics that ought to be taught. These are things that primary school pupils, secondary school pupils ought to know, that even adults don't know anymore. The whole essence of contract, all right, the compact that you have with the state, that every individual has ceded his rights to the state, because of things like this, so that we will not, at April 29, take laws into our hand. It is not a jungle. So if the state has, designated certain establishment and they get them a uniform for you to be able to easily recognize them. Because today now, am I the CDS? I'm not CDS. Look at what I'm wearing. But assuming I was wearing uniform today, it's a different matter entirely. The officer that's in question, if you see him tomorrow wearing uniform, wearing mufti, you will not see him. So what distinguishes the police, the military, and other agencies is the uniform. And so we should respect and honor the uniform. And that's what we should tell our children. Counter-terrorism has become a ding-dong thing. If you go to social media, nobody knows what is right and what is wrong. What was done with good intention is misinterpreted because of sins like that. And that's why I thought that since we're talking about media, terrorism, and national security, addressing the complexities, this is a part and parcel of the complexities. that will give a wrong impression to those tomorrow. People will now think that when you see a military man, you should slap him. This is a jungle. Even police, why will you do that to a policeman? Me, as a general, I can't slap my soldier. I can't touch him. I can't use my hand on him. If I do that, either I apologize to him or I will be disciplined. The same thing across the world. Don't you see, even when police is brutalizing a citizen in US, trying to strangle, all the people around, do they go to hold? No. Because they respect the uniform. But is he misusing the uniform? Yes. Will he be dealt with? Yes. So let us get the distinction. I thought that it would be a good opportunity to see. So as I conclude.
Now, these are Nigerian top security personnel. You know, the other day it was IG of Police Egbetekun. The other time it was Chief of Army Staff. The other time it was Defense Minister, Abi Minister of Defense. Now, all the Oga in uniform, and not the one correcting NYESOM WIKE, you are just a minister, you don't have right to call a serving military personnel or any hand forces a fool. Now, the whole thing is just like NYESOM WIKE versus armed forces.
Personally, as a former military officer, I dove my heart for him for two things. One, trying to de-escalate that situation, because if you see how rowdy it was, if you see that there were at least 3 different services there, each of them armed. There was the Nigerian police personnel that were armed. There were the that's the DSS, Department of State Security, that were obviously armed, and the naval personnel that were also armed. If there was any small mistake there, any one of them could have opened fire. So for the officer to have managed that situation calmly, I think I salute him for that. And for him to have stood his ground on the command that he's already been given.
If you listen to the first video that Egbetekun, the IG of Police, make, it was telling that any police that is assigned to any official, your duty is to protect the life and the property of that official. But going to another person's property to go and grab it, you should desist from it. If not, they will discipline you. As a guy, NYESOM WIKE say, any officer when I put join NYESOM WIKE, the guy that if you now go, they follow NYESOM WIKE, go they grab land, they follow the caterpillar, I will discipline them. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise TV News, how Ruben Abati angrily dismantled the wings of NYESOM WIKE. We'll be right back. I want you guys to watch it.
Comments on the man I described yesterday as Omonile of the Federal Capital Territory, who thoroughly embarrassed the President of Nigeria while pretending to be exercising delegated authority. This morning, I've also said he comes across as APC's political bouncer in the People's Democratic Party. Hence, he's trying to impose himself on that party to serve the purpose of a fifth columnist within the People's Democratic Party. So that ties the two subjects together. However, he was on television characteristically yesterday, paid, adverts for himself, in which he was saying that he respects the rule of law. Now, I don't think that is true. If the minister respects the rule of law, he cannot be selective in terms of the rule of law that he respects. When he was governor in Rivers State, did he respect the rule of law? In his attempt to say, as he insisted yesterday, that he wants to preserve the integrity of the Abuja master plan, going to pull down people's buildings, going to attack estates, is that respect for the rule of law for a man that is an officer in the Temple of Justice as a legal practitioner? Now, this same man says he's respecting the rule of law. Why is it that a person who says he respects the rule of law will be selective in his respect for the rule of law? There are many court judgments regarding to this Abuja master plan. The minister of the Federal Capital Territory chooses the kind of law that he wants to respect, the one that he doesn't want to respect. That in itself is an abominable, unacceptable behavior. That's number one. So he's saying he respects the rule of law. That's a lie. Number two, He said that he has no problem with the military and that he respects the military because he knows what the military is doing, and that if he has any problem with the military, he knows where to go, but he doesn't believe in a confrontation. NYESOM WIKE saying that he does not believe in confrontation. He even confronts journalists.
Yes.
Not realizing that you don't fight a man or people who have platforms. You will lose in the long run. So disrespecting the media, the military establishment, confronting the military establishment, that's precisely what he did. And by so doing, I insist, I repeat, that he exposed the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, to utter embarrassment. And that is something that I think that the president of Nigeria should still address, one way or the other. And it is as follows. He says, okay, he respects the military, he doesn't disrespect any institution. This is after it was reported yesterday on the front page of a Punch newspaper that the generals are fuming. There is no general that is supporting NYESOM WIKE. They are all supporting Officer Yerima. They say he's disciplined. They said he was polite. They said he showed professionalism. The CDS is behind him. Minister Matawale has spoken also in his defense and in defense of the military. The Minister of Defense, Minister Badaru, has also spoken in defense of the military. The Inspector General of Police has told his men that, look, nobody should go and use you to pull down other person's buildings in Abuja without a court order. In other words, the Inspector General of Police is also saying that what Minister WIKE did was unlawful, was a resort to self-help, and law enforcement officers wearing the police uniform should not do that. So Minister WIKE says he respects the rule of law. So he's the only one who is redefining, recharacterizing, positioning his conduct. I think that the time has come for the president of Nigeria to call him to order.
Yes.
To say that there is something about decorum in terms of the behavior of public officers. He could have used a court order.
Yes.
If there are court orders, he could have respected those court orders, and whether the land was in the possession of a former chief of air staff or naval staff or whatever. Nobody is above the laws of the land, and no minister has the powers to intimidate everybody. He says he doesn't like intimidation, that nobody can intimidate government. All of us exist under the rule of law. And by conduct, ministers who have been given the opportunity to serve by President President Tinubu must also conduct themselves in a decorous manner. No minister has the powers to come and dictate to everybody. You dictate to the media, you dictate to the military.
They will be telling you the questions to
on
ask
the basis of what?
Media chats. They'll be telling you questions to ask.
There are mixed reactions on social media. Some people are saying, oh, this is just a distraction for the genocide that is going on in Nigeria. Let's not use NYESOM WIKE case. NYESOM WIKE, go, carry your matter, go that side. Let's focus on this genocide. Donald Trump, come. But for me, I just believe that this is the doomsday for NYESOM WIKE because it's the reigning topic right now and it's the talk of the town. Do you know that PDP, the long waiting moment of the PDP just came, and the PDP suspend or disassociate or remove NYESOM WIKE from PDP. If you have not heard, I want you guys to watch how they remove NYESOM WIKE.
PDP, power to the people. Thank you. I now put the question on this motion for the expulsion of some officers listed 1 to 11, beginning with NYESOM WIKE, Ayo Payoshe, Senator Samuel Anyayu, Honorable Umar Bature, Adeyemi Ajibade, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Senator Mao, Honorable Austin Wachuku, Abraham Ama, George Dana, Chief Dan Obi, for the expulsion as per the motion raised ably by our elder statesman, citing our constitutional provisions
as enumerated, that is Chief Olabode George, and ably seconded by my chairman, Mrs. Adamu Bunga. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.
In our Constitution, Section 40, as amended, and are to be bound by its fundamental principles and aspirations as expressed in its Constitution. The mentioned above have committed various breaches of the party's constitution, including support and canvassing for vote for candidates of election, conducting illegal and parallel congresses, sponsoring litigations against the party, most recent of which suit number C ABJ CS 2120 dated 2025 between Honorable Austin Wachuku and others versus INEC and others seeking to stop the 2025 elective national convention for no just cause, contrary to Article 58, subsection 1 and subsection J of our Constitution. In that case, Senator Samuel Ayahu, Ebu Umar Bature, Kamal Din Adeyemi Ajibade ingloriously supported Wike and others to ensure that the 2025 National Convention did not hold. The party has completely lost its esteem, regard, and respect in the eyes of the public on account of despicable conduct of the former governor of Rivers State and these men he recruited to help him destroy the party, contrary to Articles 58, subsection 1, subsection B, and subsection I of our Constitution. I, Chief Olabode George, hereby move that this convention should expel this person so mentioned above from the People's Democratic Party. I so move.
All of this, don't you think is too much for NYESOM WIKE? NYESOM WIKE all over the place. NYESOM FCT minister. FCT minister is not the one running here and there to go and organize a conference to address and tell people. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But I want you guys to watch this particular video of Barrister Dality. What he said on this VOP TV station. We'll be right back.
People are saying that if this officer and the owner of the land were Southerners, that this thing wouldn't have happened, that Wike would have had his way. What's your reaction to that?
Of course, Wike would have been so afraid of what they would do to him. You know, he would have been so afraid.
Of what who will do to
the northern person involved here.
Okay. Okay, was that why he walked back?
Yes, if the northerner have paper for his land and Wike, in fact, it's a recipe for war. The North will mobilize against him. I'm not joking.
Barrister, what kind of country are we living in? Where we have different rules for different people?
It started when you allow the tradition and culture of a people in our national constitution. If you go and look at our constitution, everything is Sharia, Islam, you know, is there.
Barrister, this has nothing to do with Sharia, religion,
It has.
and Islam.
When you allow one, you will allow two. You have been giving them this preference from time immemorial. Are you going to stop it?
So what you are saying is that in Abuja, you demolish the house of a southerner, but in that same Abuja, you cannot do the same thing to a northerner.
You cannot.
And we have a country we call one country.
Of course, that's the irony here. There are things northerners do and get away with it, but let a southerner try it. Eh?
Barrister, where does that leave us as a people?
In fact, that's why we say we are not yet a nation. In fact, we are not even a country.
For how
yet.
long can we continue like this?
It is left for the leadership.
The leadership or the people?
The leadership, yes. The person in office.
Barrister, the leadership is benefiting from this rot. Do you think they will ever do anything? They live in their comfort zones.
No, a leadership that wants the progress of a country will correct all these things.
Be frank and sincere, I will tell you for free. Have you ever imagined that land belongs to an Igbo man? Have you ever imagined that that land belongs to somebody from South or Southeast in Abuja? And there was a security personnel in that land to withstand and withhold NYESOM WIKE not to take that land. By now, you would have heard, they have not even given their power. Oh, this is our obedience. This is how obedient people behave. They would have just labeled this whole sin to be Peter Obi issue. But thank God that it happened this way. It's a northerner against NYESOM WIKE, and NYESOM WIKE knows that is in the north. You are in Abuja, but you are in the north. Whatever you do will be used against you there. The people that hold this country ransom, captive, and hostage are the people you are trying to shook hand in their mouth. They will just shoot it and finish your hand for you. Anyway, NYESOM WIKE is now out. Most of you have watched the video, but don't call it old news. It's not up about 3 or 4 days now. Now, came out to say, well, I told you that I insulted him. I never insulted him. I never called him before. I said, he started explaining himself, what he said to the man. Though it was in the eyes of every Nigerian, but NYESOM WIKE is now saying that he never insulted him. But I want you guys to watch the video.
Some people say I said the boy here a fool. And what I meant was this. You cannot be carrying out an illegal order. That's what I meant. I didn't say military a fool. I couldn't have said that. I couldn't have. I know the role of the military. The role they have been playing in this country. What they have passed through in fighting insurgents and terrorists. There's nobody. And I've always given my support to security agencies. As I came as FCT minister, go and see their security minister. Go and see what I provided for them to fight and do their work. So if I know that, why would I say that? It's not true. But you, what you are doing, you are not doing what you are taught as an officer. The mere fact you are an officer does not mean that if you do what's wrong, it's like a professor in the university who will not allow young girls to rest, or will not allow people every time bring money for this and that. Then when I see that professor, I'll tell that professor, you're not supposed to be a professor at all. Even those who say you're a professor, the question, how do they give you? Because you are carrying out something that's not expected of you. Not expected of you. So, I hope you will report us well. You won't go and cut off what part of what I say and join it on another old this. Because that's what you will do now. Tell your bosses to go and read and do what they call it, investigative journalism.
You might feel like, oh, it don't end. It never end. NYESOM WIKE case. It's long. Anyway, I also want you guys to watch this particular video of VDM. VDM, I don't really know why he's speaking on NYESOM WIKE. Be careful. FCT minister for the same capital city where he did. They talk to the Federal Capital Territory minister. Hey, you went a while. Anyway, I want you guys to listen to what VDM said.
All right, so now see what they happen, Abi. NYESOM WIKE, the FCT minister, he go meet Yerima, a Navy officer for a duty post. He tried to intimidate him to get off a particular land. The guy no agree. In the process, he can't look the Navy officer, Yerima. He say, you are a fool. The Navy officer Yerima come tell and say, I am not a fool, sir. I have integrity. At the end of the day, he can't pursue Wike from the land because as he no go, Wike needed to go. Wike can't come up from the land. Wike can't go national TV yesterday. Can't talk say, I never said Yerima is a fool. After we all watch when he said Yerima is a fool, Wike can't deny him. Say he no talk say Yerima na fool. My brothers and sisters, who is now the fool? Let that fool there. Now Wike be the fool. Because if you go talk something, everybody hear. You know if you stand by him for our kuru you can't deny him. Say you no talk him. Then who is the fool? Now you. You. You see, this is what happens to power drunk people. The smallest person I go call small sheets now this stinyash. Small sheets now this poinyash. Small sheets. Now they will stop respecting you. They'll stop respecting you. You see, when power don't enter your brain, you go can't forget your role. Again, there's only one public servant that is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And it's only that one man that can tell an army, a navy, an air force to get off their duty post and they will go. Not you, Wike. You never reached here yet. And with this your character, you will never reach here. I know you have plans to become the president soon in the future. But you can never, you will never. Now your highest political DC you don't reach you. You will never. You have seen your character. Very unruly. Public servants who go to talk as if he say he be God. I tell my friends say you must take back that state. No be army, no be navy, no be military. You will take it back. It is in a play today. Now he send me the video. Say you start to the twist mouth. Public servants, well, no, that's the problem. When I don't chop our money, finish our resources, I don't they feel like God. Public servants where they drive Rolls Royce. They carrying children up and down. They carry and go political summits here and there. You are not Donald Trump. You didn't have a business before this. Not with that lie where you did it lie the other day. You had no business. Now our country money. Your business is Nigeria. They drive Rolls Royce. Nobody should talk. Small shit, don't spoil. We cannot respect you again. You can never be respected. Because you just clearly showed us what you are. Person where you call person something for everybody see on this video. You come again, won't deny her. Again, I ask, who is the fool between you and Yerima? It is obviously you. Peace and love don't play. You know, we not really care. You know, make country good. So anytime where you don't fall, oh boy, we go use that. And I say you're gonna learn, you will learn, and you will learn the hard way. Don't play.
Oh, you have listened to all of them. But I will not just let it go without you watching this particular channel television interview with Segun Sowunmi. Segun Sowunmi came out on channel television to explain in detail so that this next week, his own is getting too much. You cannot become an Alpha and Omega. You were only appointed, not voted for. You were only appointed by the president to be an FCT minister, answerable to the president. But the way you are doing is as if you were the one that appoints Tinubu, and Tinubu is answerable to you. The way, anyway, I just want you guys to watch the video. We'll be right back.
Meant to have. Listen to what's happening on radio, listen to what's happening on television, filter the internet and see the opinion of Nigerians. What you are going to find out is that the federal government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has a wicked problem. And what is this wicked problem? An energetic, competent, goal-driven, with evidence of performance on one side, but a mismanaged, excessively irritating and garrulous aide who has no capacity to understand that you are a minister, you are representing a president, the amount of invectives you put out at people increases their ability for them to, first of all, dislike you, and then by inference begin to dislike your principal, who then makes everybody believe that you have been given the liberties to disrespect everybody in the country. You had a problem in Rivers, you were backed. People didn't like that. You seem to have issues with almost all our revered leaders in the country, whom you have no ears talking to them anyhow, speaking to them anyhow, disrespecting them. People tolerated it. You are constantly in the media, screaming, shouting, bellowing, jumping, saying it anyhow you like. People are slowly but gradually unhappy. And suddenly, you have to do a ministerial responsibility that could have been done via administrative correctness. But in your, I'm bigger than everybody, I'm very strong, and this and that, you put yourself in a situation where a junior ranking officer is now forced to hold the line before you and made yourself and the entire government you represent to become the caricature of Job. Let me advise so that they know. I once asked Chief Obasanjo one day when he had finished that, sir, how do you people control, how do you get the army and the armed forces to behave in civilian regime?
To be frank, NYESOM WIKE is overdoing. NYESOM WIKE is overdoing the way he grab people's land. In as much that some people, I saw people who are just too, I don't know, when you too much love political party, like you just love, no matter that party did wrong, you don't care. You're also attached to this party, even if they set the full control of fire, they finish everybody, you still say, I love this party. I can't call them a fan, but I'm calling them a fool. You're a fool. Some people are saying, the government, FCT minister holds Abuja. He holds the land. Nobody holds land. State only release land to you. Nobody holds land. They can revoke the CFO at any time. I say, okay, oh. May what is happening to those innocent people that bought land that they are taking back from them happen to you. Those of you that are saying FCT minister have rights to take people's land.
Say Wike is very, very, very lawful. The land under the land use act. Under the land use act, nobody owns land in Nigeria. Government leases it, so we should. They can come and take it. And
why will he take it and put it under his own name?
Thank you.
Go back to the government.
Or the family name. I say it's not. And you say we don't see proof as in. All right, thank you very much, thank you.
This APC government has nothing to offer than to take people's land. I just recently watched a video of, I think, Showore accusing Nedo Wonko on how he was grabbing people's land. Go to Lagos now. Look at how they are grabbing people's land, destroying people's property, demolishing buildings, demolishing estates, demolishing hotels, all the coastal roads, removing their property, demolishing its markets. They are demolishing them. They're not doing it because they want to build it. They are doing it to make sure that they frustrate all those opposition. This one, everybody is clapping because he's an chief of naval staff. Have you ever imagined if it was a commoner? Did people even see the tractors, the caterpillars, the machine NYESOM WIKE brought to bring down the buildings in that place? Anyway, we'll make a separate video about that, because this NYESOM WIKE video is too many. Many people don't chook mouth put, but we'll talk about it so that this one will not be too long. It's already too long. I love you guys. Peace out.